Hello, I'm Brian with the Tennant Company, and in the next few minutes I'll show you the proper setup, use, and end-of-shift steps for your Tennant CS5. While this video will cover the basics, it's your responsibility to read and fully understand the operator's manual and safety labels before using the machine. Now, let's get started. First, let's get the machine out of the box. Simply cut and remove the plastic straps and open the box. Then, remove the documentation in the bag, which includes the bumper wheel, front squeegee, brush, and battery charger. Lift the machine out of the box by the handle and set it down on the floor. Pull the adjustment lever on the handle to raise it to an upright 90-degree angle. Press the yellow handles on the sides before removing the dirty and clean water tanks. Tilt the machine back and rest the handle on the floor to prepare to set up the machine. Carefully cut the two ties applied to the rear squeegee. To install the front squeegee, insert the posts through the frame, put on the washers, and tighten the fasteners. Then, attach the hose to the front squeegee. To install the bumper wheel, push the wheel down into its mounting place on the front right corner of the machine. To install the brush, twist on the hub until it's locked in place. Before you use it for the first time, run a charge cycle. To charge the battery, insert the plug from the charger into the socket on the battery located here on the back of the machine. Plug the charger into a standard grounded outlet. The battery will be fully charged when this LED turns green. Once fully charged, simply unplug the charger from the battery and then unplug from the outlet. Now that the machine is assembled, let's take a quick overview of the CS5. The main switch, located here near the base of the handle, turns on and off the power to the machine. The battery discharge indicator is located at the top of the control panel. When all the green, yellow, and red LEDs are visible, the battery has a full charge. When only the red LED is on, it means you have only 10% of your battery left. When the red LED blinks, the brush and suction will shut down automatically after just a few seconds. This is the brush control lever. You will depress this when you are ready to scrub, and it will activate all the selected functions, including the brush, solution flow, and vacuum. This button, with the picture of the brush on it, is the brush control button. This enables and disables the brush function. Note that the brush will not begin to spin until you have engaged the brush control lever. This button, with the fan on it, enables and disables the vacuum that recovers the solution from the floor. The vacuum will only activate when you push on the brush control lever. This button, with the droplets on it, controls the flow of cleaning solution to the floor. You can push the button repeatedly to choose how much solution you wish to put down. 3 lights means maximum flow, 2 lights means medium flow, and 1 light means a low flow. When no lights are lit, it means the flow is disabled. This button is the Eco operating mode button. When activated, the power to the brush and vac motors is reduced, the solution flow will default to the lowest setting, and the noise level will be slightly reduced. This lever on the back of the handle raises and lowers the rear squeegee. You will want to remember to lower the rear squeegee prior to cleaning. When you need to get into tough-to-reach areas, the CS5 allows you to scrub and dry both forward and in reverse. To scrub while the machine is in reverse, pull up on the front squeegee lever located on the left side of the handle. This will activate the front squeegee to dry the floor. The clean water 1.3-gallon solution tank is the smaller one at the front of the machine. Before cleaning, you will need to fill it with clean water, because filling a scrubber with dirty water is always a terrible idea. Pour your preferred cleaning detergent into the tank and mix according to the instructions for handling and dilution. Remember, more isn't better. Make sure the recovery tank found here on the top of the machine is empty. Ensure that the lid is on correctly. If the red tabs on the side are visible, this indicates that the lid is not on tight and the vacuum system will be impacted by the air leak. If you need to adjust the height of the handle for your comfort or to get under an obstacle, just pull this lever, adjust the handle, and release the lever to lock it in place. To begin cleaning, just turn on the main switch, press the brush button, set your desired flow rate, ensure the vacuum is enabled, lower the rear squeegee, and activate the gray brush control lever. Simply direct the machine in a back and forth pattern, being sure to overlap your passes a few inches to be sure you have cleaned the whole floor. If you need to get into a tight spot and clean in reverse, just position the scrubber where you wish to scrub, engage the front squeegee and slowly move backwards. Then just release the front squeegee handle when you're finished to scrub normally. When your floors are particularly dirty and the soil is being stubborn, it can be a good idea to double scrub, which means you operate the machine without the squeegee engaged to allow the solution to dwell on the floor and break up those soils. To do this, raise the squeegee, switch off the vacuum with the suction control button, and clean as normal. After you have allowed the solution to do its work, re-engage the squeegee and vacuum and scrub normally to dry the floors. Remember to be careful on wet floors. If the recovery tank is full, you'll need to empty it. Note that an automatic float control shutoff will disable the vacuum if the tank is full. If this happens, you will hear the vacuum suddenly become louder. To empty the recovery tank when it's full, turn off the main power switch and take the scrubber over to where you plan to drain the tank. Press in the 2 tank catches here and remove the tank. Remove the cap from the tank and empty it into an appropriate drain. With such a compact tank, you can drain it in a variety of places like sinks, floor drains, toilets, and more. Once drained, thoroughly rinse out the tank, replace the cap, and reinstall the tank on the machine. When you're finished cleaning for the day, here are the steps to make sure the machine will be ready to clean the next time. First, make sure you turn off the main power switch and empty the recovery tank as I showed you, and thoroughly rinse it out. Empty the solution tank by pressing in the 2 tank catches and removing the tank. Remove the cap and empty the contents into an appropriate drain. To remove the brush, simply turn to disengage from the brush hub. After each use, make sure to remove, inspect, and clean your brushes by removing any debris caught in the brush and rinsing them thoroughly. If the black bristles of the brush are the same length as the red indicator bristles, it's time to replace your brush. It's also a good idea to clean out the diverter valve after each use. First, move your machine to a place where you can get a little dirty, as this one can get a little messy. Then, remove both the recovery and solution tanks. Release the retaining lever and remove the cover of the valve. Detach both the front and rear squeegee hoses from the diverter valve as seen here. Clean out the valve, removing any buildup or debris, rinse with clean water, and wipe the seals with a soft cloth. Reassemble in the reverse order. You should always store the CS5 in its upright parked position to prevent the brushes and front squeegee from potential damage. This position also allows for storing in tight areas. To park the machine, raise the squeegee, fold the handle all the way down, and pull the machine up into the vertical position. Wipe dry both squeegees with a cloth and remove any debris. From time to time, you may have to perform some basic maintenance to keep your CS5 performing at its best. Here are a few of the key operations you should know about. Check the suction floats on the underside of the recovery tank lid. Simply remove the lid and check that the floats can move freely. Use a damp cloth to clean the seals and replace the lid. Under the recovery tank, there's a suction filter that should be cleaned. To clean the filter, remove the recovery tank, remove the filter, and rinse it with water. The key to great water pickup and a quick drying floor is a properly functioning squeegee, so it's crucial to inspect them often. Before you wipe them down, check for any sharp objects embedded in the squeegee. Then use a damp cloth to wipe down the squeegee blades and to clean the squeegee assembly. With the squeegee clean, you can now inspect the squeegee blades for wear or damage. If the squeegee blades show signs of wear or damage, it's time to rotate or replace them. A sure sign that blades need to be replaced or flipped is when they are worn about halfway through the thickness of the blade. To replace the rear squeegee, lower the squeegee control lever, unscrew these knobs, and remove the entire assembly. And then remove the blade from the assembly. You can either rotate the squeegee to a fresh edge or replace the squeegee. Reinstall in reverse order. To replace the front squeegee, detach the hose from the squeegee. Unscrew these knobs and remove the entire assembly, and then remove the blade from the assembly. You can either rotate the squeegee to a fresh edge or replace the squeegee. Reinstall in reverse order. To clean the rear squeegee hose, remove both tanks from the machine, position the handle perpendicular to the machine, lower the squeegee and tilt the machine back to rest on the handle. Detach the hose from the rear squeegee and the diverter valve and wash thoroughly by running water through the hose until all the debris is washed away. Reinstall in reverse order. To clean the front squeegee hose, remove both tanks from the machine, detach the hose from the front squeegee and the diverter valve, and wash thoroughly by running water through the hose until all debris is washed away. Reinstall in reverse order. You've now learned the basics of successfully operating and maintaining your Tennant CS5. At Tennant, we know clean buildings are important. Kids need clean schools to live in. Clean hospitals give people confidence in the care they receive. Clean stores encourage customers to shop longer and more often. We also know that buildings don't clean themselves, and the care you take every day enables people to be their best in the spaces that you make clean. We hope the work that we do to create efficient and effective cleaning equipment helps make your tough job just a little bit easier. Thanks for watching, and thanks for what you do.